Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network, and we are continuing our Rookies series here on the Fanspeak Network, and that's rookies that we want to target in early best ball drafts. Now, if we get good news, good reports, and the prices stay the prices we like in best ball drafts, we'll probably keep drafting these rookies. But check out, obviously, top 10 rookies we are drafting in best ball drafts here on the Fanspeak Network under the Best Ball tab. Steve, before I get started, I just have to mention exciting news for us that we launched our Fanspeak Best Ball subscription, just $34.99 a year, Discord access through the Fantasy Dog Pound. There will be exclusive rankings from both Steve and I. Both of our Underdog Classic rankings are already up here on this subscription. We are going to be adding Marathon, Sprint, and Eliminator for Underdog, and Steve will be adding DraftKings and Drafters soon as well. There will be 3 to 4 articles from Steve and I covering strategy, player takes, these different contest styles, and ways to approach them. Honestly, we did these types of articles on Fanspeak last year, and if you read them, they probably led you to some success because they certainly were exactly what Steve and I did, which led to a very successful season for both of us. And then 2 sub-only shows per month. These are going to be creative, fun shows that you don't want to miss. So $34.99 a year. Link is in the description. Of course, hit that like button as we get started. Make sure you're subscribed to the Fanspeak Network, notification bell on, because we will be going live with live drafts every single weekday, and then tons of fun strategy shows like this, shorts and more as we go through the best ball season. So Steve, now it's time to talk about another rookie we're targeting in best ball drafts, and that's rookie Kyle Williams from Washington State, drafted in the 3rd round to the New England Patriots. You and I are both very high on Drake May having a second-year breakout. Tell me more about why we also like Kyle Williams.
So Kyle Williams is an interesting guy. Early in the draft process, even before the Senior Bowl, probably looked like he might be a day 3 guy, 4th rounder. He had transferred into Washington State, had 2 really good years, one with Cam Ward, and then even bigger year this past year with John Mateer. But Mateer isn't as talented as a quarterback, so there's just some question of, like, is this guy just fast? You know, there's a lot of guys in college who can produce 1,000 yards. Very few of them end up being NFL caliber players. But Kyle Williams showed at the Senior Bowl, showed at the Combine. He's more and more. He can run all the routes. His speed is legitimate. This is not just, he played at Washington State the last 2 years. Pac-12, before it dissolved, was not a high-end defensive factory. And then this past year, their schedule was exceedingly weak because of the dissolution of the Pac-12. So he answered any questions, whether he was just a product of their running gun, spread system, and the quality of play. And that's exactly what we want to see from these prospects. We want to see him keep stacking wins. And Kyle Williams did that both on the football field and in the practice field and training with the Combine. So that's exactly what we're looking for. And he does look like a true vertical receiver, can play in the slot, inside, outside. He's smaller. He's not going to be winning jump balls or fighting off 2 defenders, but he gets by defenders. That's how he wins. And he did so with regularity at college. And, and as I mentioned at the Senior Bowl, his route running ability was very apparent and very legit. So that's exactly what we're looking for. And he just kept rising up the draft process as more people, I think, got around to watching him, because Washington State wasn't the priority for people to watch this past season. And it just became clear, like, he's ready to play now.
He's about what, 5'10", 5'11"?
5'10", 5'11",
yeah.
But,
and then how do you feel about the fit with the Patriots in that they have whiffed on receivers in the draft? How do you feel? I mean, obviously that's got to make you like him even more. Obviously Diggs is there, but as far as a young wide receiver, I assume he's your by far favorite with the Patriots.
Yeah. Kyle Williams got also just a great landing spot going with Drake May, who went from having probably the worst pass catchers, worst offensive line, bad offense coordinator last year, gets Josh McDaniels at offense coordinator and Mike Vrabel at head coach, which just can set the tone for the team. Improved offensive line, including a couple draft picks this year and some free agents. And then now his weapons go from what it was last season, adding Stephon Diggs. Adding Stephon Diggs, adding Kyle Williams, Travion Henderson out of the backfield, who's not just his receiving ability, but Henderson is one of the best pass blocking running backs we've actually seen in quite a few years. So it's just helping May all around. And it also means Williams didn't go to a situation where he has to come in and be the one, the alpha from day one. He can kind of slowly develop next to Stephon Diggs, who's still a very good receiver. Before he got injured last year, he was performing at a pretty high level for the Texans. The expectation is that we'll go right back to that. And that should allow Williams to be this classic post-bye rookie bump. And what that really means is later season rookie explosion. I think he'll start all year, but it wouldn't surprise me. Similar to, say, Xavier Worthy last year, who started slow, had a few trick plays here or there, but we really saw it down the stretch with Worthy and going in through the playoffs and even the Super Bowl where he had the long touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I think he just gives that kind of upside, that kind of big playability, that kind of route running and deep threat talent that we're looking for in these receivers, and exactly for a guy like May, who's accurate but also has one of the best arms in the league, even at his young age. So we're excited about what May and Kyle Williams can accomplish throughout this year for sure.
Okay, let's talk prices now. So obviously I have the wide receiver rankings pulled up, and he's under, guys like Keon Coleman, Marvin Mims, Rashad Bateman. Obviously I more work those guys into stacks or if I'm needing, but I mean, Kyle Williams is a guy I like a lot. Under him, going right behind him, Christian Kirk, Jack Besh, who we will be doing a show on, spoiler alert, and Hollywood Brown. So tell me about this price of 124. I know you have him ranked slightly higher, and I believe I have him ranked maybe slightly higher as well on our rankings currently on the Best Ball subscription. Tell me how you feel about this price and who he goes around.
Well, let me just go from the bottom there. Hollywood Brown, good quarterback, but probably the number 3 receiver. Jack Besh, fun rookie. Like you said, we're going to talk about him. I definitely like his upside, but Bowers is the number 1 there. Jacoby Myers is probably the number 2. Besh is probably looking to be the number 3, and he kind of needs touchdown upside. Still very good, but Williams just has a higher level than that. He can be the true number 2 in this offense, and that is similar to Rashard Bateman, but Bateman at the same time has to deal with those tight ends. Not just Dave Flowers as the top receiver, but he's got the tight ends Mark Andrews and Likely, who combined are essentially Brock Bowers. So and Lamar, the Ravens just don't throw the ball a ton. Lamar is just so hyper efficient. I expect the Patriots to throw the ball at least 100 more times than the Raiders. Moving on up with Marvin Mims, very similar. Mims is a fun speed receiver, clearly locked into the number 2, but they added Evan Ingram, they added RJ Harvey. They just have a lot of young receivers that they're competing with. I don't see Jalen Polk and these other receivers, Butte, Pop Douglas. I really don't think any of them are any sort of threat for Kyle Williams, in being the number 2 target on this team. And same with Keon Coleman. Bills have so many receivers where Williams, some of those might be just better situations because the team around him's better or the quarterback's definitely more advanced than May. But Williams really has the upside to be the true number 2, not just receiver, but option on this team. And that's big. That's a lot of value, particularly if we believe that Josh McDaniels can coach like Josh McDaniels has in the past.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more. I know you and I are much higher on May than the market, have him ranked higher, want to get a lot of Drake May. But yeah, it's either Diggs or Kyle Williams are my first targets. And also even in non-May stacks, I am definitely interested in Kyle Williams in this range for all the reasons you presented. And that's why we do these rookie shows, rookie breakdowns. So you can not just talk about the rookie and their skill set and their assets to the team and their landing spot, but also their price and price in best ball matters a ton. Obviously price matters. So I think you gave an excellent breakdown on that as well. But yeah, we are in on Kyle Williams right now, obviously as rookie camps and then training camps and everything starts, we get more news, prices adjust, we'll adjust too, but this is likely one we're going to like a lot. It should be a top target for Drake May. So this has been super helpful. Again, hit that like button on the way out. Make sure you're subscribed to the Fanspeak Network. Link in the description for our new Fanspeak Best Ball package. Check it out. You can subscribe for free to get at least an access to a free article, but it is just $34.99 for an entire year, rankings, articles, and sub-only shows. So check that out. This has been fun, Steve. For Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.